Hello everybody, thanks for stopping back at the Cranberry Cornstalk YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you my attempt at making paper. After you get your blender all set up and ready to go, add some water to the bottom of it and just rip up any old paper you can find. Just be mindful of whatever paper color you put in the blender. It will always end up being gray with a few specks of colored paper that doesn't get shredded. Just keep that in mind. I did end up adding coffee, as you see later in the clip, to make it a little darker brown, but really it didn't make that much of a difference. After I was done making this video and tried some other things on my own, I ended up adding fabric dye, which was brown, and it helped a lot and made the paper the more primitive look like I wanted. Just make sure when you're ripping up your paper, the smaller the better. I found that out after trial and error. You can see at the beginning I put big pieces in, but just make sure you put little, the smaller the better. And I almost blew up my blender. It was just too big of pieces for the blender and it smelled funny. So don't blow up your blender. To rip your pieces up real tiny, I ended up using paper out of my paper shredder. But another tip is just make sure you don't get any of those plastic windows inside, because they don't, of course, don't grind up, and then it just tangles up your mixer blade and also your blender blade, and also it shows up in your paper as just perfect little plastic strips. And if you like that look, go for it. Just make sure you add lots of water. Like, your paper should be floating in the water, unlike I did here at the beginning when I was still trial and error. Just make your water extremely hot. If you can boil it, I tried that worked better. Boil the water, put it in there, and make sure the paper floats in the water. This is the beginning, and I hadn't tried that yet, but I discovered once you let the paper soak in the water, make it as hot as possible, and also, make it float so that it blends up better. Those are some things I found out worked, and you'll find that the thicker you lay the paper out on your screen, it's going to be like cardboard, and the thinner you put it on the screen, you'll see later I put it in a wash tub and swished it around. That turns out to be more like paper. So just try it, see what you're looking for. I wanted to make some artwork on mine, so I actually wanted the paper form. I'll use the cardboard for something at the beginning. You can see I just pile it on the screen. I'll use that, but I wanted to make paper, so you can see later in the clip that I ended up swishing it around with water and pulverizing it a little bit more for pulp, and that made paper. So just try it out, see what you can do. It was a fun project. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot. Try it for yourself. Here's where I rinsed off the cardboard type pulp, made it finer, and put water in this great big tub, enough to fit my screen, to swish it around back and forth. Lots of water. You can see there's lots of water in there, and very floaty pulp that's ground up a little bit more. You just put your screen in there and you swish it around until you can see the pulp laying on the screen, and you just swish it back and forth until you get a nice even coat. And then when you pull it up, it should be just like a nice level of pulp on your screen. Next, you're just going to take your whole screen outside in the sunshine, or if you don't have any sunshine, you can just lay it anywhere on a flat surface. And it was still early spring here, but whatever, you can just find a place to let it dry. It has to be a really flat surface. It will be undisturbed. Now you can see here, this is my first one, and I did split. You can see a split hole there in the middle of the paper, but that's okay. You'll have that. You'll have all kinds of boo-boos before you get the perfect sheet of paper, but you just want to dry it really well. The drier you make it, the more the paper slips off the screen onto the drying surface. I found a sponge works a lot better than a towel. I tried that later and it worked really well. And that's what it looks like when you pull your screen off. It is super simple, super easy, and a lot of fun. Just keep practicing until you get what you're looking for. And another tip is the texture of the towel that you lay it on will come out into the paper. I found some leaves, and because I'm going to do fall festivals, I wanted mine to look kind of fall, and so I added some leaves to my mix, and it turned out really cute. Here's the paper. This is more confetti than what I like, but I did get some nice pieces that are a little more primitive. But this is kind of the type of paper that you get when you just throw anything in there. It'd be nice for birthday cards or something. I'll find something to do with it. I'll make another video and show you what I ended up doing. But here's the paper I made. Big sheets. I wanted the bigger sheets so that I could paint on. If I have earned your subscription and you like what you see, please hit subscribe, like, and share. If you hit the bell, you will receive notifications every time I release a new video of the next craft that I make or painting. Thanks again for stopping at the Cranberry Cornstalk YouTube channel.